when I created the character V I Warshawski, she was in some ways, I would say, a fantasy, a wish fulfillment. She does the things that I don't do, can't do, I'm not strong enough to do, either morally or physically. I worked for a large multinational company, an insurance company, and I worked for a guy whom I always call Fred to avoid libel and slander laws. And Fred was, I will say, the one good thing about Fred as a manager was that he was as dreadful to the men who worked for him as he was to the women. There was nothing sexist in how he abused his staff. So I was in his office, we were having a meeting, I was looking down at Grant Park, I live and work in Chicago, and it was an October day, and it was really dreary and miserable, and I had been trying for 8 years to come up with a way to write a crime novel with a woman detective, and I would write a few pages, and I had no confidence in myself as a writer, my voice, none of these things. And I'm looking out at Grant Park and listening to Fred, and my lips are saying, "Oh, Fred, heck of an idea." And the balloon over my head is saying, "Fred, you unspeakable piece of whatever, whatever, whatever." And in that moment, VI really did come to me. I thought private thoughts on company time. And I thought, I want a woman who's like me and my friends. This was 1979. She's doing a job that didn't exist for us when we were growing up, when we were in school. But she says the things that are in the balloon over her head because she doesn't care what people think of her, and she doesn't worry about getting fired. And so VI came out of that kind of sensibility of wanting someone who would just speak up, be flippant, be tough, not count the costs in the way that someone like me, who's always dissecting and worrying and is this person going to be unhappy if I do this? VI just goes for it. So in that way, we are totally not alike. But of course, she comes out of my unconscious mind, so she channels a lot of my hopes and fears, and she speaks the things that I would say that are in my thought balloon, and sometimes when my impulse control is a little lacking, she says the things that I actually do say. But she doesn't feel bad about them afterwards.
Thank you for listening. Please review our other available content for help writing, publishing, and marketing your book. If you have any questions about the Author Learning Center, please contact us by email at authorsupport@authorlearningcenter.com.